Welcome to AC 24/7. I'm Aaron Dean. Former First Lady Rosalynn Carter is being remembered in Atlanta. Former President Jimmy Carter, who is 99 years old, joined President Biden, Vice President Harris, and former President Bill Clinton. The current and former First Ladies also attended the ceremony. First Lady Joe Biden, Hillary Clinton, Michelle Obama, and Melania Trump, all taking their place to honor Carter's legacy. Carter spent most of her life working on humanitarian projects and was a fierce advocate of mental health reform. Carter died on November 19th at 96 years old. She had been diagnosed with dementia. And recent attacks on U.S. health and water systems in multiple cities are adding to growing concerns over the security of the nation's critical and vulnerable infrastructure. The Advocate Channel's Laura Aguirre has the latest.
I'm surprised, but I'm not shocked. I mean, we've seen attacks from nation-state adversaries on a lot of our infrastructure.
Pennsylvania Representative Chris DeLuzio reacting to one of the nation's latest critical system cyber attacks on an out-of-the-way municipal water authority in his state, in the city of Aliquippa, about 35 minutes northwest of Pittsburgh. Local officials say an automated control system manufactured by the Israeli-based company Unitronics shut down Friday. When it was rebooted, a message appeared on a monitor screen saying,
"Our system had been hacked by legal right from the Cyber Avengers, down with Israel."
The Department of Homeland Security is now investigating the attack by the self-proclaimed Cyber Avengers. Federal officials say it's a pro-Iran, anti-Israeli group that has claimed several similar attacks on X, formerly Twitter. Aliquippa authorities confirmed that no customers lost water service, as workers were able to operate the affected system manually. But it's one of several U.S. infrastructure alarm bells in recent days. Since Thanksgiving Day, several hospitals in East Texas and New Jersey have been forced to scale back patient care after separate suspected ransomware attacks crippled critical technology systems. Authorities in both states are working with federal investigators to find out what happened and resume full operations.
We've got to make sure we're giving local governments and state governments the means to protect themselves against bad actors who are sophisticated, countries like Iran, China, North Korea.
I'm Laura Aguirre reporting.
To boost security, Google will start deleting inactive accounts. So if you haven't checked your Gmail in more than 2 years, listen up. The company says older accounts are more likely to rely on recycled passwords and may not have security measures like two-step verification. Google says those old accounts are far more vulnerable to phishing, hacking, and spam. The first phase will begin on December 1st, and to save your account, all you need to do is log in at least once every 2 years. Now to the Big Easy, where one flight was anything but easy after a Southwest passenger jumped out of the plane onto the ground. It happened during a record-breaking holiday travel weekend at Louis Armstrong International Airport. Authorities say that the passenger opened the emergency door on the plane and jumped out on the wing. And as you can see in this video, security quickly surrounded the man. Before that, one passenger told the Advocate Channel that he witnessed what sounded like an argument between two people. Authorities took the man to a hospital for a mental health evaluation. In Michigan, a 12-year-old boy led police on a slow-speed chase in a stolen forklift. Well, take a look at this. The whole thing lasted more than an hour, and you can see the police dash cam video that he does quite a bit of damage, hitting at least 10 parked vehicles. This all happened on November 25th. The boy eventually stopped and was taken to a juvenile detention center. And finally, past generations thought that they were pretty groovy, hip, awesome, or even radical. But today, kids might describe themselves as having drip. Well, it all means the same thing, but slang keeps evolving, and one online language learning platform is out with its survey of the most commonly used slang terms that teens use. Some of the terms are pretty easy to figure out, like sus, which means suspicious, and if someone is salty, well, that means that they're upset about something. Then there are some more difficult to understand terms like cap, which is another word for lying, and simp, which means someone who does something a little bit too much for someone that they like. 3 in 5 parents say that they try to keep up with slang, but only 2% know every word on the list. Well, thanks again for joining us for AC 24/7. Don't be sus, and go to theadvocatechannel.com and subscribe to the Advocate Channel YouTube page. For the Advocate Channel, I'm Aaron Dean, and I'll catch you next time.
you.